Greetings and salutations. Yet again, writing desk reruns. Alright, so yeah. Loki-Motive was, yet again, like I keep saying, shut down. So, starting over from there. Yeah, it just kind of knocked me for a wobble. So, trying to start over yet again. But, you know, when you come from military, starting over is nothing new. Adapt, adjust, overcome. Because you never know when you're going to have to get orders and start over from scratch. Trying to establish a home base. Jumping off points. Anyway. So, I have been reflecting on cyclical things yet again. It is Saturday, 1/4/2025. And this year is extra special for me because my birthday is 2/25. So, and that for me is very, very, potent. Especially with the chart placements. My little weirdo creative. It's beautiful. The way that I'm feeling these energies and stuff. Because I've got stuff. Part of the Loki-Motive stuff that I chose that name for during the awakening when I went from Shellbell to Loki-Motive. In that awakening, that huge freaking synergy that I felt. And it was during a live reading that I felt that. It was with a certain reader that I'm not gonna mention because I was a member of their. I've been following them since they first started, and was very drawn to them. And I set them up because I wasn't meeting, because I was seeing what he was doing with his soul journey. He was trying to plant beautiful seeds of positivity and give people a different way of looking at things. Because he would take those cards and he was always looking at, it looked to me like he was looking at resolution based, trying to, all right, how do I really get people to stop obsessing over being so obsessed with somebody else loving them to get them to love themselves. It's kind of this consensus I was feeling. He understood because their sign is Aquarius. Aquarius as a very root. The ancestors gave us all these wonderful different puzzle pieces, okay? Like the zodiac. Like, okay, the Tower of Babel. They took Babel. They use words. I love it. Listen to me. Language, lingo, cadences, verbiage. The beautiful different ways that you can put them together, Jenga them in beautiful ways, like puzzle pieces, to make sounds that bring this and be able to express it so other people can understand it. What you're sensing and what you're feeling, you're able to communicate it. It's beautiful. And that correlation of how the Bible starts of first there's God, and with God was the Word. The word that He spoke, His creation into being. And that it's referenced many times that the Word was Jesus. Jesus, as an extension of God, brought to flesh as above, Father spiritual, through mother's womb, the sword piercing the veil so that Father could come to flesh, materialize through the mother's womb and be an expression of Him. So anyway, that's how I was seeing that. And that's why this flow's going today, very much so. It's like I recognize beautiful things within them that I wanted to emulate. And I started focusing on those things because, and I really, not to disrespect anybody that I dated in the past, because I've dated some wonderful men. I have. It wasn't meant, their energies and mine just wasn't meant to. Their journey and mine at that time is like, oh, no, I've seen that stuff and, no. Yeah, but I enjoyed their company. I enjoyed their intellect. I enjoyed the person, the stories they told, that the ones that were genuine stories. I mean, I chose among the bullcrap and it was to keep it pushing, because it's like, okay, well, I see wonderful things about you that I really enjoyed, and that's why I went out with them or spent time with them. Not necessarily that I had intercourse or any of that stuff. I'm just saying, I mean, that's the way dating life was. I mean, anyway, even talking to people, because I've gotten to the point that I can energetically feel just any kind of link, even any interaction, I can feel it's like, ooh, no. Yeah, we're not on the same page. So, peace that you find it's going to help you grow. But that's not something I care to repeat. It's how I got to the point and was experiencing when I discovered, when their channel come on, that's the path that I was on at that point. It's like, because I had just survived cancer and a very toxic relationship that I punished myself with. There is no other way to put it. I punished myself and I made myself I manifested, because I couldn't make my marriage with my second husband that I absolutely loved dearly, and I lost recently to COVID, and that was during the time that I had the heart attacks, and that was during a time that I was a member of their tribe. I was going energetically. I was tuned in on them lives, linked in, when I was going through all the freaking craziness. Yeah, it was like a direct link. And there was absolutely during the times that I was going through some really wild stuff, scary stuff. Behind the veil things, the sliding door movies. The shifts, the energetic shifts, it's like a record skipping. But I had already had impressions on my soul, and I had foresight, and I had been given glimpses ahead of time. And that's what I was piecing together with the Loki-Motive channel that got taken down. Because the cyclical stuff, oh yeah. Because I was keeping notes and journals and stuff like I always have. But anyway, I was doing that with my first Facebook account that got taken down. I had carefully crafted that and was keeping a journal in such a way that was through memes and comments and things that I made and different histories without really, and the interactions in the comments with the people that I loved and stuff that I lost, because I had several thousand friends on that Facebook account that interacted with me in amazing ways. It was fun and thoughtful. And I started doing the Snapchat video, sassy little acting back and forth. I discovered Snapchat when I was left without any friends. I was left completely isolated. I had nobody. When the weirdness really kicked off, because I had the vision about, and I first reel it in. I'll have to tell the vision story about the eye of the needle. I was like in a truly, like I'm sitting here talking to you in my very first apartment that I was led to, and God lined it up. He did beautifully lined it up. I had down to the penny to cover the deposit and lights and water hookups and being able to get on Craigslist, people giving me things. I had absolutely just what I needed and I had my second husband that I told you I lost, but even though we weren't meant to be husband and wife, he was very much meant to be the daddy he didn't have to be to my kids. And he very much was. He was a wonderful daddy. And wonderful granddaddy. Oh, that babies. Oh, that Papa Tony. Oh, that babies. Oh. Yeah, yeah, that losing him hit us hard. Yeah, me and him weren't meant to be a husband and wife, but that was my family, and that was my best friend in this world. We stayed friends despite all of it, despite the hurt. And I took it hard because I loved him. I loved him enough that when I saw that being with me was making him miserable, and we couldn't get on the same page because he didn't know how to talk to me about that was our karmic stuff. That I wish that we could have worked out, but I wasn't able to be the wife for him that he deserved. And he couldn't seem to be the same for me, but man, were we great friends. And man, did we co-parent really well and co-grandparent even better. I was my best friend. But he didn't have to be. And I will always love and honor him, and it didn't matter where I was, or where he was, if we saw each other, or who we were with. We would stop and give each other a hug. So it was still my family. Anyway, yeah, I took that hard. Anyway, really, dude, I'm sorry. Not sorry. Still working through these strong portals we had. We just had that 1-1 portal. And for me, this year it's intensified because, like I said, my birthday is 2/25. 69. And that is very significant. That 69, that number, and the way it fits together. It's very, and the way it mirrors and reflects yin and yang. Alright. But I punished myself with this person that I got involved with and married. The third husband. That was not a marriage. That was not a marriage, and he was not a husband. That was absolutely, I was exactly in the right place and exactly the right time, doing exactly what I was supposed to do for reasons God had me there. Working, and I worked out karmic stuff there and learned hardcore lessons quick. Adapt, adjust, and overcome. And I learned, it was like, that was my rock bottom. I needed to absolutely kick in gear, them breadcrumb trail lessons, and that was lining stuff up to prepare me for the spiritual battle that God had coming up for me, because this person came into my life in interesting, energetic ways that have cyclically played out in energetic ways that have reflected in ways that other people have come into my life in a progressively better. Each revolution that I'm coming across these people that are interesting reflections of the others. Yeah, I recognize this pattern from such and such for reasons. That's energetically working out that karmic bullshit, making like a stair step to better because I am seeking to be better. I'm seeking to learn from it and grow from it. I don't want to stay stuck in the yuck. I want to grow from it. And I put out intentions a long time ago that I was going to be a better mommy. And I always talked to my babies in my belly as I was growing them. Because, I mean, when we are born, male and female, I'm just going to stick with the female because I'm trying to keep this quick because of uploading. But females are born with the number of eggs that they have the possibility of being birthed into creation. That's going to be throughout their life cycle as a female able to have babies, they already have their eggs within their womb when they are being created. So I was within my mother as she was growing within her mother beneath her mom's heart. So I was very aware. It just took Dad's spark, his essence, to be the God spark within me to get me growing beneath my mother's womb, for her to birth me into the world. Get how that works. So yeah, yeah. Alright. So anyway, reel it back in. So yeah, that person came into my life right after the 9/11 stuff. And energetically, and y'all, I've said I was born on Camp Lejeune. Absolutely. To my father, that was an electrical engineer. He's an electrical engineer. He taught others how to be an electrician. 8 years courthouse Bayside. He also played music. He was very musically gifted. He was invited twice to try out for the presidential corps, music band, whatever, I don't know, because he played trumpet. And y'all, that's the most beautiful sound I ever heard, was my dad playing that trumpet as they took the flag down, and it echoed out across Courthouse Bay, and the sun was going down. The sun setting over that water, and the way that trumpet echoed, and the reverence. It's like all of nature kind of stopped and watched what they were doing and gave honor and homage. I can still smell the salt air and feel this warmth of that breeze on my skin, and hear the echo of the water lapping. You can hear the movement of the waves and hear the birds as the sound of that trumpet and the sound of them pulling that flag down, and then the sound of them folding it with such homage and such beautiful ritual that they gave honor to those that went before and gave their lives for us to have the freedom to grow and learn from all that went before and do better and have better. So yeah, it was so beautiful, but he lost that ability to play the trumpet when he got into a bar fight because yeah, too many people, because my dad wasn't a very tall man, but he had a presence about him that you mix alcohol with. There was a lot of people that tried to press his mess around and find out button. Yeah. You frick around with that, because he didn't really react. He would just watch him, and that really would tick them off, and then they would get so close to him that he was like a cobra striking, Because no, you ain't doing that. Hey, no, I don't know who you think you are, but I ain't the one, brother. What? Mm. Mm. Oh. But yeah, so but they usually came in packs. And that's something because my dad was like 5'7", 8. It wasn't, but to me, he was like 10 foot tall with that energy. And other people too. My oldest brother, wiry, solid muscle though. But he looked like just a skinny stick. But he was nothing but pure grease lightning. When you trip that tripwire, you get so close, you trip there. Ooh. Now you're in my, no. Now you've trespassed into my personal space. I wasn't trespassing on you, but now you've trespassed on me. I get to retaliate, brother. It's called self-defense. Anyway. So anyway, he got into a bar fight and they took a cue stick. Blindsided him. Had his jaw wired shut. Lost his lip. Couldn't play the trumpet anymore, but thank God he could still strum that guitar. Because that's one of the things about my childhood. Yeah, PTSD. Yeah, I was born into some of the most severe. I was the happy homecoming result of Dad surviving Vietnam. He cleared the roads. A couple of his guys that he was sent out with, all of his best. Yeah, a couple times. I told that story over there on Loki-Motive too. Found out that several of his friends that he was sent out to clear the roads with, yeah, they'd be talking. And mid-sentence, as his buddy was talking to him, he'd be wiping him off his face, peeling him off of him. Because they had to go clear the roads, but they were also making sure it was safe, that there was no landmines and stuff for the others to follow. So, yeah. Some of them wasn't so good at sensing. They called him Wild Man because it was wild. Some of the things that he could do. I mean, he taught electricity, y'all. But he also understood sound, music. This was a man that quit high school, and he quit high school and joined the Marine Corps, and I was born after he and Mom had already had 2. There's 5 years and 7 years between my oldest and my middle brother. There's 5 years and 7 years between us. And Dad went overseas. And then when he come back from Vietnam, after they had been contaminated on Camp Lejeune already previously, because they lived there and been stationed elsewhere so Dad could go recruit, and then came back to Camp Lejeune where he was stationed. Y'all don't get the correlations. Anyway. Anyway. I guess that'll be circled around. Anyway, those were correlations and connections I was making over there on Loki-Motive. Which, okay, anyway. Alright, so, yeah, I started watching in 2018 and started really noticing the circular connections and stuff and the correlations of stuff. And I had put it out there that I had wanted a certain kind of guy in this. I started noticing, because I had put out when I had become single and was a single mom. And I was trying to raise my baby as best I could before God brought me Tony, who fit quite a lot of the bills of what I had put out there. I had did like a whole practical magic wish that those two sweet babies did when they were young and wishing for their future love. And they were just put it out there. Okay, really, if you could have the man that you really wanted, the one, and you don't know what they look like, what truly would you want? How would you want to feel? And I dreamed of all the ways that mom and dad almost had it right, and all the ways that me and my first love almost had it right, and I took all the most wonderful aspects of all my previous in ways that I wanted to grow, and it is growing. What I want was like the vision that was given to me in that apartment that I was led to after surviving cancer and dying and being sent back because I was told you have to go back. And then the spiritual warfare was on in weird cyclical things. But I was tipped off in 2012 and given major downloads all my life, like little bee-boop energetic breadcrumb trails, bookmarks, that I, being my kooky weirdo self with the weird astrological stuff in my chart, was able to figure out, because I am one of those that is very creative and was drawn to games like Dungeons and Dragons that used a chaos theory for like creating characters, and then you had to think of ways, okay, how do I go through this adventure and play this character using these statistics of what their charm is supposed to be like. Well, they're supposed to be pretty, but they're actually kind of dumb. Well, that would be easy enough for me to play. I play dumb easy because, yeah, let other people think I'm dumb. Ooh, there's something that tells me something about them right away. But what? Oh, hold on. They'll tell on themselves. Just be quiet and listen. People tell you everything they need to. So, anyway. Alright. I was going to read about this. Okay. And the cyclical things about the things that I were noticing. Alright. Alright, let me read this real quick, because I'm trying not to read the personal stuff, okay? But I was trying to find my way all along to links that help set all of God's magical dominoes into place, planting beautiful stardust trail that only that person that I keep feeling these weird connections to in such amazing sliding door movie type of feeling. Glimpses behind the veil. The big-headed Oz in front of the veil, and I keep getting glimpses ahead of time and beautiful impressions on my soul that I have experienced all my life. And I know the difference between the hits I'm getting intuitively. I know. Ooh, my spidey senses. And my kids, man, I catch them in some stuff. They were like, how the crap did my baby's in danger. I gotta go. Something's going on. They're hurting. Something's not right. And then I would get them to tell me, baby, why did you do that? What are you thinking? How'd that work out for you? I'd try to work with them the way my dad did. It was beautiful. Because the way my dad parented with, and he never, ever laid a finger on me but the one time. And I told that story on Loki. All he would have to do, even when my babies, would be just a look or reach for his hat if they kept. He'd be like, and he wouldn't even touch him with it. He would just take it off and like swat it like towards their butt. They'd be like, because my papa's disappointed with me. No, Papa. Like, I told you, you little rascal. Anyway, but yeah, there's something about energetically recognizing frequencies of our senses and being able to translate what we're sensing and what we're feeling in a way that physically we can tell and express somebody in a way that makes sense to them and be understood. It's us being beautiful reflections of God as us. Us being able to express ourselves in creative, beautiful ways that show who we are, how we're feeling in beautiful ways that can't be misunderstood or twisted in yucky ways, but that truly is seen and understood as this. I'm standing in my integrity and grace and being truly in my authenticity, me, and enjoying this moment, being tuned in with God and trying to make and showing who I am as me is us giving him voice in each moment, living as Jesus told us to go. Fear not, fear not, fear not. Give it to God. Trust and believe. Keep your eyes on me. Keep your eyes on me. You can walk on water, whatever. He is the water of life. And praying over that water as you take it in matters. Water has memory. It's eternal. But yeah, each moment living as Jesus would. So what truly are you thinking and living with your thoughts into being? Remember the beginning of the Bible? First there was God, and with God was the Word. And with the Word he spoke light into being. He brought it to light. He brought the Word to light. What seeds, what thoughts, and remember, other people can project their crappy yuck onto you and change your good mood with their yucky energy. Are you going to let them? No, don't let them plant their nasty seeds within you. You be a living example of, no, that's you. I'm happy. But I see what is going on with you. But no, you're not projecting that onto me. You're not deflecting that. You're going to own that shitty shit yourself. Let that fertilize you. I have learned that is a part, those are lessons I'm not repeating. No, thank you. And I am growing beyond that. I'm adapting and adjusting my energies and my thoughts into being love and healing and growing beyond that and attracting other people that are the same and want to grow amazing, magical, creative, healing ways of resolving things, solution-based, that we can laugh and overflow and enjoy wonderful moments of this great becoming, by being beacons in light that absolutely brings a spark, a God spark within others with just a smile sometimes, sometimes just a smile at the right time, or a kind word plants a seed with others that blossoms and blooms in a moment that they need, in the darkest moment that they need it the most, that will help blossom and bloom that beautiful seed into them finding their own way in the dark, being a breadcrumb trail for them, giving them hope and warmth in that cold moment that they're experiencing that has nothing to do with you, baby, because you are all that is warm and light. And I hope that you are staying in your peace and using these wonderful energies to purge any yuck and not let anyone else plant their yucky seeds within you, and looking for solutions. Randy Quaid, you're way out of stuff. I've got that video somewhere. That didn't get deleted. I think it's on the TikTok or something. Anyway, I love y'all. I hope you're loving you and being kind. Start with yourselves, babies. Mucho love, though. Find something to be grateful for. Starting with just being right here, right now, and being you, wonderful you. Amazing, wonderful you. Find something to laugh about and enjoy, honeys.